Murat Ferman joins us live from Istanbul. He's an economist at Beykent University. So Murat, as we keep hearing, this is the worst disaster of a century. There's really no escaping the reality that rebuilding process is going to cost into the billions. How does a country even start to begin that process? And can we know the full scale of what the costs are going to be yet?
First and foremost, we have to express our condolences and sympathies to all of our fellow citizens who have lost their lives, and yet many of them under the rubbles. So what happens here, first and foremost, within the framework of this enormous catastrophic event, what we need to do is come up with a damage assessment. It might take at least 8 to 12 weeks to see, to have a complete inventory. As a matter of fact, in Ankara, a coordinated effort has been already launched with the cooperation from some international entities. But I have to declare the fact that there is no doubt whatsoever that we shall overcome this catastrophic event. When there is a will, there is a way. In Turkey's case, following up this unfortunate event, there will be more than ways to take care of this situation. However, the first and foremost step is putting together a damage assessment report, depth of it, and therefore, we already have had some contingency plans and emergency plans on both perspectives. Of course, we shall be talking about the economic part. So there will be a couple more weeks before we come up with a clear picture of so-called damage.
Well, you talked about the coordinated effort. What's going to be needed from the international community in terms of aid to help Turkey, as you say, face this huge economic task that they have on their hands? We saw today the United Nations is launching a $1 billion humanitarian appeal. But will that level of assistance and commitment continue once the disaster drops out of the headlines?
Well, of course, Turkey is grateful for all of this international cooperation and aid. As a matter of fact, this once again proves us that we are living on the same planet, sharing the same sun and moon. But at the end of the day, all of these contingency help and aid will be for short-term relief. In economics, we call these issues as stress relief measures. Of course, we welcome United Nations coordination and fiscal help in trying to take care of the situation in the immediate term. However, Turkey is more than capable enough to put together mid to long-term capabilities and programs into act. Once again, all of these international aid and solidarity do give us some kind of instant relief and some hope for the future relief and our ability and our potential to stand against this tragedy.
When you talk about the future relief, what's going to be the long-term impact on government funding? How will the recovery and rebuilding costs affect other potential high-priority expenditure for the country?
Well, this unfortunate event really covered 10 different cities in Turkey. And of course, from the economical point of view, these are so-called economic powerhouses, not only from industrial point of view, but also on agricultural venue. I must say that depending on the latest GNP figures of Turkish economy, this region contributed nearly 10% of the total GNP, as well as taking care of up to 11% of our yearly exports. On the agricultural side, I think the picture is much more dire in a sense that 15% of the total agricultural output was generated by this region. We have also, if you come to think about it, out of more than 300 special industrial zones, 10% of them, more than 30 of them, were also based in this region. Therefore, we need to put together a damage assessment report. The early indications indicate that there is a loss of production capabilities up to 50%. And we shall see a decline in the qualified labor due to known or predictable reasons. Many people are leaving the region or have already left for the time being. So we might need to put together many measures and effects. But of course, it is still early to talk about them in great detail. We can only have some predictions. I was one of the early professionals or experts to put together an initial assessment, of course, based on the model that we have utilized back in 1999 Grand Marmara earthquake. Indeed, the amount that have been mentioned, around $86 billion, is an instant figure. However, mid to long-term effects should be taken into calculation. And of course, from the tax revenue point of view, these 10 cities have been providing nearly 8% of total tax revenues. So all kind of fiscal arrangements should be done. And I must say that Turkish government has lost no time to put together some emergency measures, not only relief of immediate credit crunch and also some new regulations regulating the stock market and all of these daily economical activities in that region.
Yes, as you say, this is going to be a very long rebuilding process, potentially even intergenerational. But Murat Ferman, thank you for joining.
Thanks.